It's Blues Game Day live here from Newark, New Jersey, alongside the one and only Kelly Chase. I'm Darren Robert Pang, and well, big night tonight in New Jersey, my friend. Team flew in yesterday, staying in a place 30 minutes away, and here we are at the rink. And we're ready to roll today.
Hey, I'm ready to roll. And you know what? I got to tell you, I'm excited about this game because you got two teams. I don't think that people would have said, well, they're going to be at the tops of their conference. And, you know, when you look at the New Jersey Devils, they're young, they're fast, they're trying to be a dynamic team that plays on the move from the back end, and very similar to the St. Louis Blues team. The speed of the Blues has gotten better. They're moving from the back end. They're trying to be offensive. So I'm looking forward to the game tonight.
Yeah, I know. They have changed their game, and they've changed the way they played, and they're coming off a couple of good games out west. They got a point there in Calgary. They won in Edmonton. They're a team with Will Butcher on the back end. Let's start with him for a second because he's a rookie that chose to sign with New Jersey, a draft pick of Colorado. We've seen so many defensemen that are they've got that high hockey sense and that ability to get up the ice. Will Butcher seems like he's one of those guys.
They love the offense now. They like the transition game where they can go. There's nothing to see a defenseman down by the goaltender. Nothing in the opposing end. It's nothing to see a defenseman leading the rush and two defensemen on a 3-on-2. Mm-hmm. To me, you know, that's what's making, you know, the scoring up so much higher this year in the National Hockey League is that the defense are way more active. They're not just there to defend. They're not just there to block shots. They're there to be up on the play and trying to create offense, and I love it.
Not many more Craig Ludwig shin pads out there anymore.
No, there's a few, but not many.
The Rod Langways and you know.
The defensive defenseman part of a game just isn't there anymore, and that the ability to bank it off the glass and play for 12 years doesn't work anymore either. You're going to have to get up on the play, move with the rush. The transition game has got to be good. You're going to have to be an outlet pass right after you move the puck. So expect to get it back and be on the move offensively, and that's what the good teams are doing now.
Okay, so Chase, John Hines, the head coach of the of New Jersey, he's got that going for him, and they are fast. They've got tempo. So I'll segue from their defensemen that are getting up in the play, including Will Butcher, to the Blues defensemen now. Edmondson scores the other night. Pietrangelo gets 2 goals. They're getting almost 40% of their goals from their defensemen, the highest in the National Hockey League. Well, so how does now New Jersey's? They got their hands full.
Well, yeah, they do, and like, you know, as a goaltender, Panger, what a relief it is when you start getting secondary scoring. You get like all of a sudden there's a 2-goal lead and not a 1-goal lead, and it's always, you know, tight around your own end of the ice.
And you need that in this day and age.
Well, you have to have it. You're absolutely right, and like no team's going away now because there's going to be, you know, umpteenth penalties called in the game, and you're going to have opportunities in a power play, and you're going to have, you know, teams that'll continue to push, and once they get down by 2, they're going to pinch their D. So I think it's fantastic that you got, you know, all of this movement from the Blues in the back end. It's something that's needed, and I love the direction that the game's going as well.
Yeah, me too. I think the one thing that New Jersey's going to focus on, besides the D moving up in the play and the D creating a lot of offense for the Blues, how about the Shen line in the last game? We were between the benches, and I looked over at Vladdy when he could have potentially got his 300th point, which he ended up getting his 300th point, but he looked up and it said it was an unassisted goal, and he kind of looks up and he's shaking his head. And, of course, they review it after the game, and they do come back with Shen has 4 assists, Schwartz has 3 assists, and Vladdy had a goal and 1 assist, including his 300th point. Oh, boy.
Fun to watch
That's
that line.
That's good stuff, huh?
Truthfully, you haven't seen a dynamic line like that in a long time where they can go out and in any given shift have the puck for 40 seconds and all 3 of them touch the puck 5 times.
Yeah.
Like it's been going on since they were put together, and I think the chemistry is really starting to be there. Now, I talked to Vladdy the other night after the game. He's very frustrated with his game. He said, you know, I'm shooting the puck. I got the space. I know where I want to shoot. It's not going in. And he's frustrated. He's like, I just need that thing to go the other way off the post. And yet he gets a goal and an assist and had a pretty good hockey game. But yet there's a guy that's you know, as good as anyone at the league at sniping goals, okay? Like, he's a sniper. He's a guy that needs very little room to put the puck in. And yet he's on himself. He's frustrated with himself, and he wants more, and his expectations are higher. That just shows that they're going to be successful, that group.
Well, his rangefinder is just maybe off a little bit.
Just a hair.
Just a hair.
Just turn the dial on the sights a little bit.
There you go. Because he's a perfectionist, as we well know. Now, Blues fans, maybe there's some concern. Before the Blues flew out yesterday, there was a short practice at the Mills, and Vladdy only stayed on for 6 or 7 minutes. So I know on social media, people were concerned. What's with Vladdy? You saw him, you talked to him.
Yeah,
he seems like he's okay.
He says he's fine.
Yeah.
He says he's ready to go, and doesn't discuss the injury, but hey, feeling okay? Yeah, I'm fine. So sometimes it's just maintenance as well. There's a lot to be made of that. It was the same situation yesterday in Toronto with Austin Matthews. He comes out and has a superb game, and so usually those ones where you're feeling a little bit sore and you're feeling a little bit down are the ones you play in and end up having real success. So hopefully that's the case.
You and I know about that.
Oh yeah,
know what they told
success.
us?
You might get an assist tonight.
No, you're not playing.
You're dinged up. That's a good excuse to get him out of the lineup.
Really good excuse. On another note, because we're in New Jersey, I got to see my son last night. So this is separate from hockey, but I think it's important to add a little hockey. But Tyler was at Glen Echo, and I run into a lot of members in St. Louis. They say, hey, how's Tyler doing? Well, I'm going to tell you. Tyler's doing just great.
She's doing great, and I want to know, though, I hope you paid for dinner.
Of course I paid for dinner, big guy. Of course I took care of the young fella,
Lots of good things happening here today. Trevor Nickerson's joined us on the road.
Yeah,
and he's going to work
he's doing a great job, isn't he? I mean, lighting seems good.
Yeah, lighting seems good. Got a haircut.
Right? Yeah, well, the haircut looks really nice. Yeah. Speaking of haircuts, yours is looking pretty good.
Tightened it up, a little high and tight here,
All right. So we're looking for a. Let's talk a little bit. We haven't given Nico Hischier all that much loving just yet. Taylor Hall and Nico on the same line. That's a fast line.
Well, that's when you have speed, like in the lineup. But that's what I was talking about with the youth. They brought in all these young guys, young defensemen that are active in the play, and then they start adding young guys with speed up front. I think you're seeing it creep into the league a little bit, where the speed of the game is catching up with guys a little bit. The Sedins in Vancouver, averaging I think just somewhere around 11 minutes, played 9 the other night.
Yeah.
So a lot of the older guys,
Horvats are taking over.
Yeah, a lot of the young guys. Coming in the league, and that's what you're seeing here in New Jersey. The young guys with speed that can play with it in motion like that, and the rules created a change. So once you change a rule like they changed with the slashing rule, it seems like a small thing, but if you're a big defending team and you got to put the stick on guys and have that little extra whack like possibly Edmonton had last year, and even Dallas, like if you don't adapt with the rule changes, with the the speed of the game, you're going to get caught. And I think a few teams have. I think they misunderstood what they had in their lineup just based on a few of the rule changes and made a big impact. Yeah,
and I look at New Jersey. They started the year. We talk and lament the fact that in St. Louis there's still no Jay Bomeister, and that's coming along slowly. I know that's frustrated him. There's still no Patrick Berglund. He's come along really, really well. Zach Sanford and Robbie Fabry. They start the season without Travis Zajac, a real solid two-way centerman. But not a fast guy getting around the ice, and everybody's picking up the slack. They're giving young players a lot of opportunity, and we're seeing the pace of the game.
Well, I think Vince Dunn's a great example of that as well. A guy that's taking advantage of a situation.
Don't call him Dickie.
Don't call him Dickie Dunn. He doesn't like it, even though Dickie wrote it. It's got to be true. So, but honestly, you can't. You'll lose your seat on the bus. That's what happens. Yeah. And the old saying, you can't make the club in a tub.
That's what they say.
That's a pretty good saying, buddy. I think that there's a lot of that going on right now, where youngsters are going in and they're finding out that they can play.
Well, we've got this game here. Where are we off to after this?
We go home,
and
we
then
have somebody, and then home, and then we go to the West Coast.
And then we go to the West Coast.
The Chase family.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Okay, big boy. Well, listen. I think that pretty much wraps it up around here. I think we've got boy. Jake Allen's 5-0 against New Jersey, lifetime. Pretty good. We don't know who the starting goalie is yet.
Right.
They're not on the ice yet.
No.
That's New Jersey on the ice. So,
I'm hoping it's Kincaid, my old goalie from the St. Louis Bandits days.
No, I was just reading up on Keith Kincaid.
Yeah.
He's a huge Marty Brodeur fan. He had a shrine of Marty Brodeur growing up.
I knew that. And he went to Union. He went to school out here. He's from out here. So he signed out here.
But then he went to the Bandits.
Well, he went to the Bandits before he went to the college out here. But I'll tell you a really good story about him. When Travis Green tried to get him in Portland when he was with us. And he said, I need this goalie. I need this goalie. We don't have a goalie. We can't find a goalie. And we know your goalie's really good. And he goes, would you promote him to us? He goes, you always promote our league. I said, I would. But I go, there's a better goalie. And we were having a lot of trouble with Wenatchee at the time. Paul Baxter was there. I said, there's this goalie, Caruth. You should look at him first. He's right in your back door. You should go look at him. So they sent somebody to watch Caruth play a couple games. And they called back and said, yeah, he's a pretty good goalie. well, how will we go about that? And I said, you'd have to call the league and deal with that. I don't want to tamper and get in any trouble there. So they took Ruth. We played Wenatchee in the finals and beat them. In the national championship, and Keith Kincaid was the champion goalie.
Well,
and we
good for
won it
Keith
in
Kincaid.
overtime, and he made a huge save. So sometimes you got to, do some business, Darren.
He played the last game, and he played really, really well. He's a good goalie.
He's a good goalie.
So he's a good goalie. All right, big boy. Well, that's going to wrap this one up on Blues Game Day Live.
Game Day live. On FaceTime live as well.
We're live on all kinds of platforms.
Yeah, all kinds of platforms.
Listen, before I do that.
You have a good day.
Hold on. For Kelly Chase.
You're Darren Pang.
I'm Darren Robert Pang. You have a great day, everybody.